Okay, Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. قال الله تعالى في القرآن الكريم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هذه سبيلي أدعو إلى الله على بصيرة أنا ومن اتبعني وسبحان الله وما أنا من المشركين. Okay, Jazakumullah khairan, brothers. Jazakumullah khairan for accepting me as your speaker for this week. Yeah. So we are going to talk about preparing for Ramadan. There's a lot to cover, but obviously it's a nasiha. I'm going to be trying to be short, inshallah. Yeah. I know it's a bit late. I would say it's a bit late. I'll call it lastminute.com preparation because the Sahaba, the Salaf, they used to prepare about 6 months. Some narrations say 6 months, but majority of them about 3 months before. And there's a statement from one of the Salaf, Abu Bakr al-Balqi. His uncle is Imam al-Tirmidhi, if you know, that's how famous he's known for that. Yeah, he said the month of Rajab is the month for planting. So Rajab is for planting. The month of Sha'ban, which we are in now, is the month of irrigating the crops, and the month of Ramadan is month of harvesting the crops. So preparation, so the seed, then cropping the seed, and then harvesting the seed, taking the benefits of it. So Ramadan should be taking the benefits. You shouldn't be preparing anything in Ramadan. You shouldn't be. I'll go into that a bit more. So in order to understand Ramadan, the first thing I will say that I'm going to go for three hadith of the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and I'm just going to make some points within this hadith. Yeah. So one of the first things is the psyche, the preparation. You need to have that motivation. You know, some people hate Ramadan. There are. Why? Because they have to fast all day and they find it very struggling. You see it. They get headaches in Ramadan. Yeah, and that's why you're supposed to prepare. You're supposed to fast before Ramadan, so you go over that headaches. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. So the first thing is about getting that psyche, getting that motivation, the great rewards. We know the great rewards of Ramadan, the multiplication of the actions, and then you have the night. The Laylatul Qadr night, that way the reward is 1,000 months, equivalent to 83 years. Yeah. So the fada'il, the virtues of Ramadan are many. And I thought I'll touch upon one of the hadith. I think this is one of the hadith that hit me hard. Yeah, hit me hard about Ramadan. Yeah. So this is a hadith reported by one of the Sahaba, Talha ibn Ubaidullah. Everyone knows who that is. Yeah, one of the Ashar Mubashara. Yeah. So he's one of the top Sahabi, and he said that he had a dream. I'm going to paraphrase it, it's a long hadith, but he had a dream, and in that dream he saw two men, they were waiting to go Jannah, they were on the gates of Jannah. Yeah, so a person comes out, and these two men were on the gates of Jannah. The first man who was on the front, he died first. He died a year ago, but he died as a mujahid, as a martyr. He died as a martyr, and we know the hadith on martyrdom and all that is massive. One of the high maqams, high stages in Islam. So he died first, and he was on the queue first there. Then the second one died a year later. So what Talha ibn Ubaidullah, he saw that in that dream, he saw the second one being taken in first. And he's like, what's going on? Why is the second one being taken in first? It should be the first one that was on the queue. Yeah? And so this was spread. This is a dream that he shared with other people, and that dream came to Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he started. He wasn't shocked about this. So Talha ibn Ubaidullah, he asked Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He said, the Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam looked at him and said, "Why are you surprised? What are you surprised about?" And Talha explained, because he died. The first person died as a martyr, as a mujahid. Yeah, and this person died just normal death a year later. And the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, in that year, what did he do? And he said, what did he do in that year? Did he not remain behind for one whole year? Talha said, yes. Did he not reach Ramadan? And the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, the difference between the first one and the second one is between the heaven and the earth. Yeah, and even the first one was the shaheed, yes. And that's a hadith Sahih Ibn Majah, authenticated by Al-Hanbali. It's one of the most powerful hadith of it, and that should give you enough motivation to look forward to Ramadan. That's what people look forward to the Ramadan. The rewards is massive. It's massive, yeah. So that is not the time in Ramadan. It's not the time to learn your tajweed. That's why you're doing tajweed now, yeah. It's the time where you're supposed to recite the Quran, yeah. In the time of Ramadan, it's not the time of. In the time of Ramadan, it's not the time of learning fiqh. It's not. Imam Malik, he used to stop his class, his dars, and he used to confine himself to reading the Quran. It's a month of action, the month of doing the deeds. It's not a month of the preparation. And this is the same with Imam Sufyan al-Thawri. They all used the same thing. They used to stop the teachings of hadith and tafsir, and then they used to go and recite the Quran and do a lot of actions of prayers and things like that. So that's the first hadith, giving you an indication of the zealness and the psyche, the motivation, the intrigue that you need to for Ramadan. Yeah. The second hadith, and this is a hadith reported by Usama ibn Ziyad, and everyone knows Usama ibn Ziyad. Yeah, this is another Sahabi, but he's not from the Ashar Mubashara, no, but he was one of the most beloved of Rasulullah. He's the son of Zayd ibn Harith, the one who compiled the Quran, the Amir in compiling the Quran. So he said, this is what he said: "O Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I do not see you fasting any month as much as you fast during Ramadan. During Sha'ban. I don't see any other month. So in Sha'ban, this hadith makes it clear. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to fast a lot in Sha'ban. Scholars say he used to fast out of all the other months. Sha'ban, he used to fast a lot more apart from Ramadan. He used to fast a lot. And that's why some scholars say even the fasting of Sha'ban is greater than fasting in Rajab, even though Rajab is one of the sacred months, because the Rasulullah was involved in it. So Rasulullah said, it is a month people neglect between Rajab and Ramadan. It is a month in which the deeds are raised to the Lord of the worlds, and I like for my deeds to be raised while I am fasting. So this is Sha'ban. Yeah. Now the scholars mentioned I was looking at the sharh, the commentary, and I looked at many commentaries. I have to say, they focus on this bit here, where Rasulullah said, it is a month people neglect between Rajab and Ramadan. It's a month that people neglect. Ghafla. The word is ghafla is used. That they are neglectful of this month. So the scholars extract from that, for Rasulullah to say that, it means we cannot neglect it. It means it's important to us. We cannot be neglecting this month. And then some of the Imam As-Suyuti, he goes into he says, when you're fasting a lot in that month, it is reviving the sunnah. It is reviving, so you're reviving a sunnah of fasting. And he also discussed about a bridge. It's a bridge between Rajab and Ramadan. Rajab is one of the sacred months. Ramadan is the chief of the months. And it's a bridge between the two great months. Ibn Taymiyyah, he mentions that it is the month of preparation. He mentions that this is the month that you should be preparing. That's why the people call it the month of the Quran as well, meaning the people getting ready for the Quran. You should fast as much as you can in order to get ready. So he explains it. There's a quote from him. He explains it that this is where you get the sweetness of Ramadan, because you're prepared. Your body is strong. It's strong enough to deal with this. He said. So there's a month of preparation. Ibn Qayyim Jawziyah, he goes, Sha'ban, you should be getting your heart ready. It's the action of the heart, the sincereness. Because what is Ramadan about? It's about seeking that forgiveness, seeking that tawbah. It is a great opportunity to seek that tawbah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why your sincerity should be looking towards that and looking to fulfill that. Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, he says the month of Sha'ban is a month of training. And he says like it is like you're training to get better and better. So on the day when it comes to the month of Ramadan, when you're fasting, you're not going to feel it. It's not going to be difficult for you. You shouldn't be. What we do, if you see us, when we come to Ramadan, in the first few days, we're like, that training should have been on Sha'ban. It shouldn't be in Ramadan. Ramadan, you're supposed to take the full rewards of it. So that's Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani. And lastly, Al-Ghazali. And he said it's a month of cleansing. It's like when and how can you not be? Because when someone wants to come to your house, what do? You clean the house up, innit? You make it look nice. That's what you're doing. In Ramadan, you're cleansing your body, you're cleansing your understanding, you're cleansing him like the way a guest arrives to your house. There are narrations that he refers to. I think they're authentic, but I know Imam Ghazali, some narrations, didn't have time to check the authenticity. But he mentions even in the month of Ramadan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala beautifies Jannah. And that's what you should be doing as well. Yeah? You should be getting ready, to, beautifying yourself, beautifying your house in order to get ready for that beautiful month. Okay, brothers, that was the second. That was the some. I'll mention some important events of Sha'ban. So you guys, yeah, that's how you link the importance of the month. So one of the things that happened in Sha'ban is the obligation of fasting. The obligation to fast came in that month, in the month of Sha'ban, in the second of Hijrah. Yeah, the Muslims were also obligated to change the direction from the from Al-Quds to the Mecca. Yeah, so this was, and some say it's actually on the 15th of Sha'ban. Yeah, and also we know the hadith about night of the night of Bara'ah. Yeah, the night of the 15th night of Sha'ban. According to the majority of scholars, this is a very virtuous night. In fact, the hadith that mentions in Ahmed, the hadith is authentic, that Allah forgives the one who does not make shirk, make partners with Allah, and he doesn't have any hatred for someone else. Yeah? And what also took place on that was the Battle of Tabuk, that in the 9th of Hijri. That's where the Romans surrendered to the Muslims. That's the Battle of Tabuk. And other scholars mentioned, I couldn't find that. I just found it from someone mentioning it, but a reliable brother. In his, he said, in the month of Ramadan is where Rasulullah split the moon. In the month of Sha'ban, sorry. Split the moon, yeah? So those are some of the key events that happened in Sha'ban. We are going, I know this talk should be much earlier. Yeah, we only got a few more days for Sha'ban, guys. Yeah, a few more days. So I'm going to give you some practical preparations now. Yeah, practical things to do, and that's coming to my third hadith, and it's about thinking about the reward, and when you preparation is also rewardful. So every action, every good that you do, there's reward, and we know from the hadith of Abdullah ibn Abbas, he reported, and we know he's a mufassir of the Sahaba. There's no need to mention how the Kibir, the big, the eminent Sahabi he is. Yeah, he said, Rasulullah said, verily, Allah has recorded good and bad deeds. So he goes into the bit I want to extract was the bit where he says, Rasulullah says, whoever intends to perform a good deed but does not do it, he gets one reward. So if you want to do a good deed but you don't do it, you get one reward. And if he intends to do it and does so, then Allah will record it as 10 good deeds, up to 700 times as much or even more. That's a normal. By the way, that's not in Ramadan. It's normal. 10 good deeds to 700. Now think about that in Ramadan. Yeah, it's like, subhanAllah. So therefore, the rewards of preparation is the rewards for preparation. So I'm going to go into quickly about some points. There's only about 5 points in a way, actually 6. Yeah, 6 points very quickly. First is, I already mentioned about being eager, being looking forward to Ramadan. Yeah, so we go for a dip in Ramadan. Yeah, that bit you go. Some people go high, then go dip, and then go down. No, brothers, we want to make it high. So it should be like this. Yeah, or it should be like that. Upwards only, getting better and better, and increasing the good deeds. So you should be doing this. So that's the first. Looking forward to Ramadan, being eager to do it. And there's a hadith of Rasulullah that he talked about the one who deprived himself of Ramadan, which is the last 10 nights. It as if he deprived himself for good. Yeah. So do not deprive yourself, brothers. Second thing is learn the fiqh, because in Ramadan you'll find issues, you'll find differences, You're gonna have, and if you don't know the arguments, if you don't know the rulings, if you don't know the reasonings, you're gonna spend your Ramadan arguing on issues that you should have known earlier. So one of the first discussions you're gonna have, I think, yeah, no, that's one of them as well. 8 rakah, 20 rakah, Taraweeh. Another one is the sighting of the moon. That's the first one that's on. So the sighting of the moon is going to come about. You need to know why there's a difference. All of the madhahibs, apart from the Shafi'iyya, the Ahnaf, the Malikis, the Hanbalis, global sighting is the automatic opinion of those schools. Is the relied upon. We don't follow that. None of the law of the schools today, the council schools don't follow that. Why? Because out of convenience, because there is no Khalifa to tell us what to pray. So they localized it to nationalism. Yeah, this is the reality of our situation. It's a very meager, bad situation. We should not be like that. That's the strongest opinion, and the global fighting we should be looking out for. Okay. Other things like that, Taraweeh, yeah, 8 rakah, 20 rakah. Yeah, just to clarify here, 20 rakah, brothers. Yeah, 20 rakah is the Hanifis, the Malikis. Malikis increase it to 36. The Shafis. We'll go into Q&A if you want to. But that is it. 8 rakah is permissible as well. It is one of the opinions of the Hanabila, yeah. But 20 is the more known opinion of the Madhahibs. And that's because of the hadith of Abdullah bin Abbas. Although it's weak, it is strengthened by the a'mal, the actions of the Sahaba later. Because of Umar Khattab radiallahu anhu. And no one questioned it. Okay, and this is Ibn Qudamah. He said ijma' as-Sahaba on this. Okay, get your shopping out the way. Seriously, you're gonna in Ramadan. You got week, yeah. I haven't done them shopping by the way, so I need to do it really quickly. Get your shopping, your clothes, your food, everything, all of that sorted out. So you don't spend that time in Ramadan. In Ramadan, you spend some proper worship and dawah and zikr, all of that. There's also the if you want to do extra in Ramadan, try to book yourself to volunteer as a steward in the mosque and things like that, helping out your mosque, helping out your community. There are people doing these kind of things, helping the poor, feeding the poor. Get involved with your community. Encourage your young. Get your child, your nephew, your nieces, decorate your house. Yeah, beautify your house. Get them involved in this. Make it nice for them. Be happy, joyful. Yeah, increase all that. And lastly, the objective of Ramadan is to attain taqwa. Yeah. So have a good read about taqwa. Don't do it now. Don't do it in Ramadan. Do it now. Understand what taqwa means. What is it that we're trying to achieve? What is this taqwa? لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, Allah mentions. So they attain taqwa. Allah wants you to attain taqwa. So what is that? So inshallah, read about taqwa, understand it, and I'll end it there.